everybody. It is Monday, April 6th, I think, and it is, I don't know what 7th, just before 10 a.m. I am going to head out and run a few errands I need to run today. Today is filming and editing day, but I do need to run some errands today, so we're going to do that first. Yesterday I didn't film anything or much because we just had a lot of family in and out of the house, and my cousin came by with his wife and kids. They brought some ravioli from California, so homemade ravioli, of course, is the best, and yes, I can make them. No, I don't like to. There is a brand called Homemade Ravioli by a company in San Francisco that my grandmother always, she used their raviolis my whole life. I think she used to make homemade ravioli until she discovered them. We cannot get them up here, and in California, they're even hard to get. So, Brianna, bless your soul, she brought me some ravioli. So guess what we're having dinner for dinner on next coming Friday. Anyway, so they were by for a little bit with the boys, and then daughter and son-in-law came by. We're planning a family vacation towards the end of the year, and in honor of my mother-in-law. And sorry, the birds are just flittering around on my trees. They are out like crazy, and it's rainy out, so I don't know. They're hungry. Spring must be in the air. Anyway, I'm going to go out and run some errands really quick. Maybe stop by the other Hobby Lobby to see if they have the cotton yarn that I'm going to be trying. I did order some via the website. I don't know if I'm going to actually stop by Hobby Lobby or not. I may stop by Joann's. I keep saying that the last time I went is my last time. There are a couple pieces of things I would like to have for an upcoming project that's sort of marinating in my brain up here. If they had them and they were on sale, I would maybe buy them. I won't know that until I go there. And they probably don't have it, but it might just be worth it to get extra steps in. You get my drift. So anyway, let's go get it done, and then we can get home and do the filming and editing. And I am working on a Highland cow. It's a amigurumi kit, which I've never done before. So far, it's working out really well, but that is a big squirrel. Okay, sorry. Yeah, my brain is all over the place this morning. All right, I'll be back. I got 5 of my handmade sweaters fixed, and by fixed, I mean a couple of them didn't have tags yet. And all of these, the necklines were a little bit loose. So I've added some elastic thread to the inside of the ribbing, which really does a great job in like tightening it up. And even if they fit great, as you wear them, they get a little looser. So anyway, I fixed all 5 of these, got all the errands done and all that jazz. Daily drawings done, video for Patreon done, which is trying to upload right now. We'll see. And I was doubting we were going to be able to go for a walk because it was just drenching a little while ago, but it looks like maybe it's cleared up for the moment. So maybe when Mr. gets off work, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Tomorrow is babysitting day, and I got stuff I want to get done before then, but I think for the most part it's done. I have a blouse to alter for daughter. I'm going to be working on some knitting swatches, not just for gauge swatches, but testing out different stitches. So I'm going to start saving all of these, because I think eventually what I want to do is make these into something. And then I've got a couple upcoming sewing projects, and I did go back to Joann's one last time. I keep saying that, I know. I did find some black fabric I need for an upcoming project, and their magazines are finally on 40% off. Magazines are so expensive. They did have 2 issues of the Noro Knitting and Crochet magazine. Noro's a yarn brand. I actually do really like the yarn. One of those sweaters I was adding some thread to is Noro. I really like working with nice yarn. Anyway, they had issue 24 and 25. So happy to get those. There's some really great sweaters in both of those. So anyway, I think that's it for the minute. I'm just waiting for Patreon to do its thing so I can turn the computer off, because holy cow. just don't like having it on anymore. All right, that's it for the minute. I'll be back. It's about 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday, April, I don't know. Babysitting day. So little man's in the other room watching Trash Truck. It's on Netflix, FYI. Also, he likes Puffin Rock and Bob the Builder. Anyway, we are going to be leaving it a little bit because he has a baby wellness checkup thing, and I'm going to meet mommy at the doctor's because she's working. And yeah, so I got my daily drawing done, but I haven't gotten anything else done. So, anyway, that's it for now. Okay. Before I turn the car on, because the AI system does not like when I have my camera on like this and the car's on, even if we're not moving, I get no sound. I was watching somebody else. It might have been Mike Deacon, but I don't think so. But I was watching somebody else who filmed a clip in their car. They had the exact same problem. I'm determined that it's the computer AI system. But anyway, dropped little Mister off at his pediatrician with mommy it's just a routine checkup. And then I just stopped at Michael's for a few bits and bobs for some projects I have coming up that I'm hoping to work on while they're on vacation. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go home now because, yeah, I love my grandson, but it's been a long day. All right, I'll be back. Everybody, good morning. It is Wednesday, April 10th, I think. Hold on. It's 10:51 a.m. Oh, sorry, April 9th. I'm a day ahead of myself. Kids left this morning. We are dog sitting. Husband's at the office. And of course, the furnace guy is coming over. I have to deal with that by myself. Their routine inspection and changing filters. That's a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, the daughter bought a cute little sort of cropped top recently at a thrift shop. It's a linen blend, really kind of a nice top. What's the brand? Oh, it's an H&M shirt. So, an affordable brand. But anyway, it had a tie at the bottom, and she didn't like that. She says, Mom, can you take the tie off and add one more buttonhole? Of course I can. So I did. The button's not an exact match, but it works. So we got that all finished. It's a little bit wet because I used a water-soluble marker to mark where the buttonhole should go. So anyway, I got that done. I'm going to clean up that little bit of a mess and then wait for the furnace guy because there's no point in trying to get anything else done until after he's done. All right, I'll be back. Okay. I have this dress. This is a Calvin Klein dress. I've worn it exactly once. I'm not going to mince words. It had the shittiest zipper in it on the planet, and it broke right away. And so now it's been sitting in the closet for a long time. I debated having somebody else deal with replacing the zipper, but I'm going to try doing it myself. I've had this for a long time. I don't want to tell you how long because it's been a while. So I bought a new zipper. I got it at Joann's before they announced they were going out of business. Anyway, I spent quite a bit this afternoon taking the old zipper out of this. I got it out. I was thinking maybe I could just seam rip it a little bit and it was stitched incorrectly and then I could fix it. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. Then I have a lot of little zipper pouches around most of them that I've made because I use them when I'm starting a new needlework project to hold the hooks and everything. So I kind of wanted to make another one, and I saw this pattern by Orange Betty at orangebetty.com. I will link it down below. It's a boxy pencil pouch, and so it's a free pattern. I downloaded it. She's got a bunch of free patterns. Go check it out. Very easy. Did I read the instructions on how to put it together? No, why would I do that? I'm sure there was a little bit of an easier way, but I did get it put together. It is so cute. It's got yellow flowers on the outside, whoops, and dots on the inside. And I put 2 tabs instead of 1 tab. But yeah, love that. So I'm going to hang it on my rack of pouches. And yeah, getting some projects done. It's always good. Furnace guy checked everything out. Everything looks good. I can hear that the gardeners are here right now. Typical Wednesday. All right. I will be back. We're out for an evening walk with little Miss Crazy Pants, the grand dog. And because we have her for a week while the kids are away. And I got, of course, the little bag done. We talked about that. That was such a cute bag, such a cute shape, easy to make. I might want to make more. I have the stuff. Anyway, I also finished fixing the zipper. I didn't want to because I'm remembering why I hate doing alterations and things. Yeah. Anyway, it's done. And I got some other stuff, randomness in. Oh, dead bird. We're not going to show that on camera. All right. We're going to go get some steps in with Crazy Pants before we have dinner. See what we can see. I'll be back. It's past time to break for lunch, but I've been wrapped up in a project. So there's a video I saw recently. I'll link it down below of an interesting young lady that created a crossbody bag shaped like a fish. And I've been thinking for a while, I kind of want to do one shaped like a bee. Don't know why. I was inspired, but I didn't know how to do it. But I was inspired by her video to give it a try. And this is where we are so far. I will walk you through some steps on how I did this. Give you a hint, I left the cardboard in there. But first I need to break for lunch, so I'll be back. Okay guys, I am to the point where the front of the bag is assembled. Now I have to actually make it into a bag. So I thought I would stop and explain. So have you ever heard of English paper piecing? So that's basically how I assembled the bag. So I'll just quickly cut out a piece here. Okay. Fabric scraps. There's probably a ton down here in my garbage can. Oh yeah, there's one. Okay, I'll show you that in a minute. All right, so the first thing I did was found a picture of a bee online that I liked. In this case, it was a bumblebee. And it's a particular kind of bumblebee that has this like vaguely heart-shaped thing on its back. So I thought I'd use that. So then I imported the photo into Procreate on my tablet, and I used Procreate to make a tracing of the bee. And when I did that, I ended up with something that's on the table here somewhere underneath like 5 million pieces of paper. Hold on, I can't find it. Okay, first I did just the bee, and then I ended up with this. And then I did the wings separately, and I ended up with these. And then I blew them up and printed them out to be the size that I wanted. This wasn't quite big enough, so I used my printer and folded it like in sections to like blow this up to 150%, then blow that up to, you get the idea. Until I had pieces that were big enough. And then I chose some fabrics from my stash. Yellow and black fabrics. And I started by cutting out each section of the bee. Now, I wasn't sure about the legs to start with, and it turns out I don't think I'm going to put them on, or the antenna. It is a bag. I'm not expecting it to be anatomically correct. You'll get the idea when I show you what it is. But I did cut everything out, and then one by one I started covering each. I printed it on cardstock, I should say, and then I cut them out, and then one by one I started cutting them out like this, and then covering them with fabric, remembering that we want to alternate black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so then, this is janky as hell. Okay, so then I was going to baste it to a piece of fabric. Now, I'm going to do this the English paper piecing style. It's a kind of a cheat. And normally you would use a basting glue stick. Well, basting glue stick is basically washable glue. And I do have basting glue sticks, but washable Elmer's works just fine. So the first thing I did was I took my cardstock, covered it with glue, stuck it to the fabric. So then you have that. Then I'm going to trim the fabric, leaving, I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch or so of fabric all the way around the edges of the cardstock piece of the pattern. Trim the corners a little bit. It's just too much extra fabric. Then take your glue stick and don't do too much because it'll dry before you get around the edge. Start folding it over. If you have to get around curves, make some little snips in the fabric. Something like that. So normally when you do this and then you hand baste the edges and then you pull the cardboard out. Well, I chose not to pull the cardboard out, even though on some of the lighter ones, like this fabric, the black line from the printer shows through. If you do a sketch with thinner lines, you're not going to have that issue, but I didn't mind. And I don't mind that the cardstock is in there. I'm never going to wash this. It gives it some extra body that I wasn't mad about. And so I did that for the whole bee body. And then I cut the wings out of actually some of this cotton. And I took one side of the wings and laid the fabric over the top of it and used a water-soluble marking pen to trace the lines from the pattern onto the fabric. So it would have stitching lines for the veins on the wings, the structure of the wings. So once I put the wing together, I could stitch these lines in by machine. I did decide to make one wing a pocket because, why not complicate my life more than, it already was. Anyway, I put the bee body on here first. I got some plain, inexpensive black cotton. It's kind of thin, but that's fine. And I ironed some fusible fleece to the backside. And then I started placing my pieces on the cotton. And then I zigzagged around all of them. I was debating putting some kind of fringe or something to make the bumblebee look hairy. I'm glad I opted not to do that because I did a zigzag stitch around the bee and it kind of suggested hairy bee. And I did that with the body first. Then I sewed the flat wing on, and then we started figuring out how to do the pocket wing. So I put the wing together, and then I added a zipper to one section of the wing that when the bag is hanging on me, I'll be able to open easily. And this is what we're doing. This is what we have. Now it's a little bit damp because I sprayed it to get the marking pen off. But we have pocket. And then this wing. And the zipper to access the bag, I think is going to be over here. So now I just have to figure out, do I want to keep it like bee-shaped, the bag? So what do I mean by that? Do I want to have the bag shaped like the bee, or do I want to square it off? Which I don't think I want to do. I think I want to have it be bee-shaped. I also think I'm going to use safety eyes for the bee eyes. I think if I add these, I think that's cute. And they do, of course, they're safety eyes, so they have a washer on the back. But I do think when I put them on, I'll put a little bit of Gorilla Glue on the back of the safety eye and then jam it in. I'll also use an extra like scrap of this on the back side to hold it in there. There's not going to be any pressure on these, so it should be fine. Yeah, I think I'm going to use some of the scraps I made the bee body out of to line it. It's going to have a couple different kinds of fabric on the inside, but that's fine. So, yeah. I'm just debating whether I want to continue today with this or do I want to stop here? I don't know yet. So I'm going to think about it and I'll be back. I ended up with this shape because we're sort of following the shape of the bee. These are going to end up being sewn together and being sort of box pleats, and this will be sort of the diagonally shaped bottom of the bag, and that will give me more room for my things to sort of sink into the bottom of the bag without distorting the shape of it too much. So these are the front and back cut out. I also made 2 loops out of the same base fabric for these. One will go in the head and one will go down here at the bottom, and those are for the strap. Now I need to cut out some lining fabric before I start sewing anything together and figure out where to put the zipper and how long I want it to be. Yeah. All right, I'll be back. Okay, did this work? I have no idea. I guess we should turn it right side out. Yeah. You'll find out when I find out. There's a hole around here somewhere. There it is. All right. I'm not going to bother, like, they're going to be inside the bag. Like, oh, you know what I should do first? Clip my curves. Otherwise, it's going to be funny shaped. Especially the inside curves. And mostly the outside. Okay, now let's try. It worked. So, okay, now before we sew the opening in the lining, I do want to put eyeballs. So we're gonna do this so we can reach in here to put some eyeballs. All right, safety eyes. Oops. Sharp pokey tool. It's bent, but it'll work. And a scrap of fabric. Okay. Oh, and Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue. Okay. Again, this is not going to be washed, so I don't have to worry about using fabric glue. I'm not concerned. You know what? One is enough. There's not going to be any pressure on these eyeballs. Let's see. Okay. First, let's clip threads on the outside. It's so cute. Okay. Okay, so kind of sorry I wanted to put eyes on it, not because they don't look good, because they were a pain. But I got them on. And now we're going to sew this up and then try to whip up something for a strap really quick. What exactly? I don't know. All right, I'll be back. Are you ready for this? I know I gave you the very basic, like, skimming of instructions, but there's a lot of tutorials out there for making crossbody bags. If you want a more detailed instruction, we can do that. I don't know about another bee, but we can do something else. But yeah, this is how I just put a strap on. Very easy. I didn't do a removable strap. I just literally took the D-rings and some black cotton webbing that I use for bag straps, and I just sewed it on around the ring. If I wanted a removable strap, I could have put something else with hooks, but it's fine. Anyway, super cute. You ready? How cute is that? There's a pocket here, like for keys or something. There's the big zipper is here. There's a lot of room in here. There's plenty of room for my wallet and my phone and all the things. And she's cute. I'm really happy. All right. I hope it gives you some ideas of what you can do. I have to clean up my mess now. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so we do have to make a trip over to the kids' house to pick up some packages that they're expecting. But said packages don't appear to be in yet, so we're gonna wait until tomorrow. I can't believe I got that bee bag done. You guys don't know how long I've been thinking about making some kind of bee bag, crossbody something. And then I got inspired by the fish bag video, and now we have the bee bag. It's gonna send me down a whole nother spiral of place to go with making bags. I am going to make some more of the little pencil pouches next that I made. Here's a picture of the one I already made. I showed you already. I'm gonna make a few more. I have 4 more of the same zipper in different colors. And I really like that bag, so I'm gonna make a few more. And yeah, we're gonna take Crazy Pants for a walk before we do anything else and wait for the tracking on the missing package from the daughter and or her mother-in-law. And yeah. All right, that's it for the minute. I'll be back. Good morning. It is Saturday morning, April something, 12th. I think it's the 12th. Hold on. What time is it even? I don't even know. Yes, April 12th, 11:08 a.m. Yesterday, I didn't film. It was family dinner night. My cousin and his wife and their 2 little boys were over. My dad came down. We had a great time. When his wife drove up, she brought with me some ravioli from California. This is a brand that's been around a long time, my whole life at least, but I think it's been around a lot longer. I'm gonna put you down right here. Okay, so this brand has been around a long time. It's made in San Francisco. I don't think it says on the box how long they've been in business, but a long time. Anyway, this is the brand, Homemade Ravioli. And it's Homemade Ravioli Company, made MAID. They're on Shaw Road in San Francisco. They do have a website, I believe. And I have messaged them through the website before to see if I could get their ravioli up here or have them ship me a whole bunch. And they don't do that. So when Brianna came up, she brought me some. So we cooked them up last night, and I was gonna make my grandmother's sauce, but then we went by a specialty market in the area and I found a sauce that tastes so close to my grandmother's sauce. And it is made by Classic Foods here in Portland, Oregon. and it's their marinara sauce, and it has very basic ingredients, nothing weird, and it was so good. Now we got it at Barber World Foods, and I'll put a link to their market down in the description. They're right off of Barber Boulevard, aka 99W. I just take it 99 North. It turns into Barber, and it's on the left. Anyway, they have a nice mix of international foods, including Italian foods, which can be difficult to find. I do wish they had the ravioli there, and I might bring them a box lid and next time I go shopping and say, can you guys get these? I might try that. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I might try it. So anyway, that was really good. It went over really well. We had a really great time, and got to know their boys, and it was really fabulous. So anyway, everybody got home safely after dinner, and Bob is out right now walking the dog. I think we're just planning on staying home and chilling today, because yesterday was a lot. We had family dinner, we had everybody over, we had to cook, we did all of our errands that we usually do yesterday. It was like a lot yesterday. I got the daily drawing done, but that was it. So I think today we're gonna just sit and chill and relax. I might try to get some sewing done, or finish the Highland Cow, whatever it is that I'm making from the Red Heart amigurumi kit. Yeah, anyway, that's it for the minute. I need to sit down and drink my super greens, and I'll be back. It is still Saturday afternoon. 5 o'clock-ish. Anyway, it feels like Sunday. It may be Saturday, but it feels like Sunday. So what was going to be just a quiet day at home turned into just a thing. We had to go over to the kids' house and move some ginormously heavy 100-pound boxes into the garage. Yes, you didn't hear me incorrectly, 100-pound boxes. We tried to go do that by taking the truck and found out the truck's battery is dead. So we took the other car, and right now Bob is out at Costco getting a battery to put in the car. In the meantime, I finished the Highland Cow. You're not supposed to put the flour or blush the cheeks, but I did anyway. I mean, it's cute. I wouldn't do hair like this again. That was a pain. But yeah, anyway. Crazy Pants is, of course, living her best life, laying out there on the couch. And yeah, it's just been a kind of a nutty day. I don't know what else to say. It's been a crazy day. So anyway, speaking of Mr. Bob, there he is driving up right now. Hopefully he found the battery for the truck. So anyway, maybe later on we can just sit and watch movies. That'd be nice. I did want to come upstairs for a minute and I guess do a little mini review. I guess. Hold on. Amigurumi I've been making, all the little stuffies I've been making have been patterns for which then I go get the yarn and supplies. This is the first kit I've done. This was a Leisure Arts amigurumi kit, and this was the tan Highland Cow. Of course, I added a flower to mine. I didn't trim him as much as in the picture here because I thought he looked cute, kind of hairy and wild, but this is the little booklet that comes with it. And it did indeed come with everything you need except stuffing. It does have a QR code for video tips and instructions. And it comes with Red Heart soft yarn. Red Heart soft. I do have a ball like this with the dark brown, and one just like it in white, which is down, or the off-white, which is downstairs. And then I have this much of the tan left over. It worked out really well. I mean, it's a little bit more of a complicated one, mostly because putting the hair on is like a pain. But my only criticism is that, and I like Red Heart yarn, so I'm saying this with love. And I like Leisure Arts, so there's that. The yarn is a little bit splitty. I had trouble with all of them, mostly the tan one. So I don't know why that is. And it could just be me, and it came with a hook, but I used my own hook. So was that part of the problem? I don't know. But I did make it anyway, and it worked out just great. So, yeah, I mean, I got it on one of the sales at one of the local craft shops that's going out of business, and not mad that I did. I'll put the pattern up on my shelf, and I don't know, maybe someday I'll make it again. And these will go in my scrap bits. Not going to throw them away, splitty or not. They'll get used for another animal, and yeah, we're all good. So Bob is working on the truck, and yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back. Okay, guys. Yes, it's Sunday morning. Yes, I forgot to close the vlog last night. Oops. We got into watching a movie, and the next thing I knew, it was like 11:30 in the evening, and I needed to go to bed. So there's that. Anyway, it's been a fun week. Busy week, but fun week. I have a bunch of stuff creatively and otherwise I'm trying to get done before little mister and his parents get back from Canada. So I'm working on that. I have at least one more sewing project that I want to do. I'm making my morning vitamin drink while we're talking. I have at least one more sewing project I want to do, but also on my list of things to do is cleaning out the underneath of all the sinks and refreshing the houseplants. And since I knocked one over on Friday right before family dinner night and accidentally depotted it, it's probably a good weekend to do the plants. Just saying. So I'm going to end up doing that sometime before they get back. Otherwise, it's been a good productive week. I've gotten a lot done, I feel like. And yeah, if I can get stuff done in the few minutes of time I usually have, you definitely can. Go out, be creative, do what makes you happy, and try some new things. You know, the bee bag is a great example. It had been marinating in my brain for a really long time, and I didn't have enough confidence to feel like I could really pull it off, and thought I was going to do it a different way. Then I watched the fish bag video, and my initial thought was, well, if she can make a fish, I can make a bee. And then I liked some of the ways that she did it. So now we have a bee bag. Anyway, even my dad said it's his favorite project I've ever done. Anyway, and that's it for this week. Please check out the video descriptions for relevant links like the fish bag video and ways to support the free content here on YouTube. I sure would appreciate a like, share, and subscribe. And above all, go out and do something nice for yourself because you deserve it. I'll see you later. Bye, guys.